Hello friends, let us continue with our topic of redemption of debentures, right? And in the last lecture we started with redemption by conversion, right? Redemption by conversion of debentures. Now, let us quickly have a recap of what we discussed in the last lecture, right? So, I told you that these debentures, these can be either fully convertible or partly convertible, right? Fully convertible means if you have 100 rupees of debentures, you can convert these 100 rupees into shares or new debentures. Partly convertible means if you have 100 rupees and you have set the conditions that you can convert only 50 rupees and the remaining 50 rupees you cannot convert, right? This is partly convertible. Then we discussed, so this partly convertible has two parts, that is convertible and non-convertible, right? 50 rupees convertible, 50 rupees non-convertible, right? Then I told you that these debentures can be converted into either shares or new debentures. New debentures means with a different rate of interest, right? Then these shares can be issued at par or at premium. If you are converting debentures into shares, you will have to issue shares, and in the shares also we discussed that shares can be issued either at par or at premium. Now talking of debentures, what we discussed in the debentures? Debentures can be issued at par, premium or discount, right? So this is what we discussed, and we discussed this case, fully convertible case, and we also discussed that in case the debentures are fully convertible, no DRR is to be created and no investment is required to be made. No DRR, no DRI. Right? So this is what we discussed in the last lecture. Debentures can be fully convertible or partly convertible. Then fully convertible debentures can be converted into either shares or the new debentures. Right? Shares can be issued at par or at premium. New debentures can be issued at par, premium or discount. In case the debentures are fully convertible, then there is no need for the DRR and DRI. Clear? Now coming to partly convertible, if the debentures are convertible, this becomes the same case, right? This can be converted into either shares and or debentures. Shares can be issued at par or at premium. Debentures can be issued either at par or at premium or at discount. And on this part, there is no need to create DRR, no need to invest in the specified securities, that is DRI. Now, what about this non-convertible part? On this non-convertible part, on this 50 rupees, you will create DRR also. You will invest in specified securities also, that is debenture redemption investment, and you will pay off these debentures. You will pay these debentures on redemption, right? So this is the whole chart when we talk of redemption of debentures by conversion. Debentures can be either fully convertible or partly convertible, right? Debentures then can be converted into either shares or new debentures. Then if you are converting it into shares, that means you are issuing shares for the debentures. Now shares can be issued at par or at premium. Clear? Debentures can be issued either at par or at premium or at a discount. If the debentures are fully convertible, there is no need to create DRR. There is no need to invest in the specified securities, that is DRI. Clear? Now, in case of partly convertible, we have two parts. One is convertible part and the other one is non-convertible part. Talking of convertible part, you are issuing shares or new debentures. Shares can be issued at par or at premium. Debentures at par, premium or discount. On the convertible part, you don't have to create DRR. Neither you have to invest in the specified securities, that is DRI. But for the non-convertible part, that is the debentures which cannot be converted into shares or new debentures, for that part you have to create DRR at the rate of minimum 25%. You have to invest in the specified securities for debenture redemption investment at the rate of minimum 15%. And you have to pay these debentures on redemption. Clear? Now, what we are going to discuss is, we are going to discuss this part. Partly convertible and the convertible part. Right? So, first we are going to discuss is partly convertible. Right? Now this partly convertible can be shares or new debentures. Right? Then at par. This is our first case. At par is our first case. Shares or debentures at par. Now what will be the journal entries for this? First of all, you will pass the common journal entry. What is the common journal entry? Say you have old 10% debentures. You will say 10% debentures account debit to debenture holders account. That is the amount due to the debenture holder. Now you have to convert these shares into these debentures into shares or new debentures, and these shares or new debentures are being issued at par, and the non-convertible part will be paid, right? And the condition is plus non-convertible part is paid in cash or bank. Clear? So the non-convertible part is being paid in cash or bank, and the convertible part is being converted into shares. Now I told you for the non-convertible part you have to create DRR and DRI. So what you will do is, first you will pass these entries. For DRR you will say surplus account debit to DRR account, right? This is 25%, minimum 25% of non-convertible part. Clear? Then you have to invest in the specified securities. So you will say debenture redemption investment account debit to bank account, right? This is minimum 15% of face value of non-convertible part of debentures. Clear? Then at the time of redemption, what you will do? You will redeem these investments. For that you will say bank to DRI. Just before the redemption, you will redeem these investments. Right? Now you have to convert what you are doing is you have to pay off these debenture holders. Half of them you have to convert it into shares or new debentures, and the rest you have to pay through bank. Now what is going to be the journal entry for that? Debenture holders account debit to share capital, or say 8% debentures account, that is the new debentures, right? To share capital, say 100 rupees were to be paid, 50 rupees have been converted into shares or the debentures, and rest has been paid through cash or bank. 50 rupees paid through cash or bank. This is the non-convertible part, right? This is convertible part. So this is partly convertible debentures. The convertible part has been converted into shares or the new debentures, and non-convertible part has been paid off in cash or through check. Clear, friends? So what we have discussed is, we have discussed out of partly convertible, we have discussed issue of shares or debentures at par, right? Now let us take case 2. Case 2 is again partly convertible. These are converted into either shares or new debentures, say 8% new debentures. These shares or debentures are issued at premium. Now, plus non-convertible part to be paid in cash or through bank. Now, in this case, again this first entry will remain the same. Second, third and fourth entry will also remain the same. You will have to create DRR on the non-convertible part. You have to invest in the specified securities equal to 15% of the face value of non-convertible part. Clear? Then at the time of redemption, you will withdraw these investments. The only entry that will change is this fifth number entry. So, first 4 entries will remain same, right? Then what is going to be the fifth entry? Fifth entry will be debenture holder account debit. Clear? To share capital with the nominal value. Then if you are issuing, here we will take share capital or 8% debentures also, okay, with the nominal or the face value, and whatever the premium is there, we'll take it to securities premium reserve account. This is the premium amount, right? And the non-convertible part will be paid in cash or through bank. This is for the non-convertible part. One thing left here in both the cases, even in this case, there will be a sixth entry for transfer of DRR. Whatever balance is there in the DRR after redemption, that will be transferred to general reserve, right? The same entry will be here also, same as above, right? So in this case, the first 4 entries will remain same. You will create DRR, you will create DRI, then you will, at the time of redemption, what you will do? you will redeem the investments, right? And the sixth entry will be transfer of DRR balance to general reserve after redemption, right? So what we have discussed now, we have discussed converted into shares or debentures at par. We have discussed at par, at premium, at par, at premium. Now what is left? This discount part is left, right? That means what is going to be the third one? Third case is partly convertible, converted into debentures. These debentures are issued at a discount. Why I am not taking shares? Because shares cannot be issued at discount. Shares can be issued only at par or at premium, right? Plus non-convertible part paid in cash or bank. Now again, the first four entries will remain same, because for the non-convertible part you will have to create DRR, and you will have to invest in specified securities, that is debenture redemption investment, only for the non-convertible part, not on the total face value. You have to create DRR 25% on the face value of the non-convertible part. Clear? So first four entries same, right? Same as 1. Then what is going to be the fifth entry in this case? Debenture holder account debit. Now you are issuing 8% debentures to this person, debentures account, right? If you have 100, you were to convert 50, debentures, you have converted them 50 debentures at 45, then where will this discount go? Discount on debentures account debit 5 rupees, and the non-convertible part has been paid off in bank or cash, that is 50 rupees, right? So this is convertible part, right? And this is non-convertible part. Clear? The sixth entry will be same as above, that is transfer of DRR balance to general reserve after redemption. Clear, friends? So now what we have discussed this fully convertible in the last lecture, and we have discussed this partly convertible in this lecture. How to deal with this partly convertible? For the non-convertible part, first create DRR, then invest in specified securities DRI, then at the time of redemption withdraw these amount from the securities, right? Then you have to pay to the debenture holders. How you will pay to the debenture holders? You will convert some part into shares or debentures, and the rest part you will pay through bank or cash. This is the strategy, and this is what we have discussed in these journal entries, right? We created DRR, we invested in the securities, we withdraw the securities, then we have to pay to the debenture holders. For that we will have two parts, convertible and the non-convertible. For the convertible part you will issue the shares or debentures. Then these shares or debentures can be issued at par, premium or discount, these three cases. And the non-convertible part, I say we will pay it either in cash or through bank, right? The last entry is transfer of DRR, debenture redemption reserve, to general reserve. After you have completed the redemption, whatever balance is there in the DRR, you have to take that balance to general reserve. Clear? So we have discussed all the cases, par, at premium, at discount. Clear, friends? Right? So regarding this, if you have any queries, just send me an email at ksjteaching@gmail.com. Right? Now, in the next lecture, we are going to do some practical problems on this. Right? Practical problems on redemption by conversion. Right? So that's all for this lecture, friends. Thank you so much.